All right, hello guys. I'm starting this recording at 5:55. So maybe that has some sort of significance for you, or maybe this is a time of change for you. I also think of the sign of Scorpio. So I don't know, there's been a heavy scorpionic energy around me lately, and also my ascendant is Scorpio. So I'm not sure, maybe things are aligning really well at this time for everybody. But anyway, let's get into the reading. I asked, what do people find powerful about you? And I pulled these 3 piles, and I want you to choose one of these piles. So in pile number 1, we have a pine cone. Pile number 2, this big piece of bark. And in pile number 3, a dandelion. So give yourself a moment to think and choose. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick a pile. Okay, pile number 1. I will go through these cards let's just pull them out one at a time. Okay, so you got, I'm really close, you deserve better, and you make me a better person. I'm already getting something from this. In addition to the fact that there's a plane overhead. It's kind of interesting. 3 of Swords. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So, what do people find powerful about you? Pile 1. I think people find you to be really intimidating. They're scared of you hurting their feelings. There's this emphasis on you being really good at communicating. And I think some people that aren't as good at communicating, stuttering, as good at communicating as you are, they are intimidated by not being able to properly communicate what's on their mind. Maybe they're afraid of offending you, and but deep down they know that you're such a gracious person, because you make me a better person gives me the feeling of like a teacher, someone who's kind of helping other people and building them up. I get the feeling that you have a lot of people that don't necessarily tell you that they're watching you and learning from you, but they do. Because with this Page of Wands, it's like, it's someone who wants to learn to use their creative capacities, but I feel like it's kind of like they're not telling you. And you make people feel protected. You make people feel like they can let their guard down. So I think that's something that's really powerful about you. Also, people feel very loved by you. You have this warm presence about you that just, it really brings people together. Maybe people tell you that you're really good in teams. So you'd be the kind of leader that wouldn't see themselves as like above people, but rather like one of them. You know what I mean? You bear it all. You bear it all, and you're also the kind of person to protect the people that you lead. And that's also why people feel so able to be vulnerable with you. I think you remind people of abundance and what it feels to be abundant. And some people are afraid of coming off too clingy. Oh wow, this is turning into like, wow, a lot of people must be thinking about you. Maybe your power is like how you're just able to magnetize abundance and people and community. You just bring people together. So that's why people think you're so powerful. People see that you've created the solid foundation and they want to do it too. So I think one of your powers is that you're a visionary. You're able to see like so clearly. At least that's what they think. That's how they see you. I think a power of yours is you make people see their own worth. The people that are ready to see their own worth, you help them see their own worth. You help them see brighter days and how to plant their own seeds and actually make them grow. You help teach people how to fish for their own food. You know that saying, oh, it's popping into my head. I forget how it goes. It's something about like fishing for someone. It feeds them for a day, but if you teach them to fish, then they can eat for a lifetime. And that's the kind of power that you hold. So I see you as this spiritual leader. Oh, spiritual leader. I didn't even mean to say that. Maybe people see you as a spiritual leader. People think that you can see things that they can't. It's like you see beyond the veil. You're pointing the way. Is there anything else? People find it really powerful how you've taken your pain that maybe these people are currently in and you've transformed it into something incredible and powerful. You've transformed yourself into someone incredible and powerful. It's like you're a killing baby. So it's like you're both vulnerable, but at the same time, like you're capable of murder. If someone steps on your feet in the wrong way, you're able to chop them down, and not in a way that's merciless, but also at the same time, like you're very diplomatic. I feel like you know how to stand up for yourself, but you also know not to close yourself off, and that is, people think you're very wise. People think that you are very wise. There is this feeling of people thinking that you're living life the right way. To you. And that maybe if they follow your lead, you will kind of give them some sort of knowledge on how they could correctly live their lives in a way that works for them. So sometimes I think one of your powers is that you give really good advice. You The Knight of Pentacles has a star on his shield, and then the star is right beside. I think people know that what you have didn't come easy, but that you show people that it's worth it and that they shouldn't give up. That's one of your powers. You keep people motivated. So the plane reminds me of what I was picking up on before when I was putting everything down. You almost feel like that plane in the sky, and they almost feel like they're down on the ground. And they're like, how did you grow wings and fly? How did you do that? You were a worm. You were a worm in the ground. How did you grow wings? Hearing transmutation. So it's like you have this superpower and they're appreciating it. I think some people don't even think that they're capable of doing what you do. And I don't know if they're right or wrong. I guess it's subjective though, because whatever you think is true is true. But at the same time, I do feel like this has been something you've worked really hard towards. Maybe this has been lifetimes of work, not just this one, where you almost had to get out of your own way. And I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think there is a mosquito right beside killing. I just flew away. So it's like maybe you have mercy towards your enemies. People know you could lash out and absolutely destroy people, but you don't. You think about what you're going to say before you say it. People appreciate the fact that you have a really powerful voice, but you don't use it to harm people. You use it for the right reasons. You use it to empower people who need it the most, who deserve it. And people who don't deserve it, they get cut off. I think people appreciate the fact that you have cut off people that don't deserve it. It's like the self-worth. I get that a lot of people, after you've cut off someone, they go, wow, did you hear that? They cut off that person. Oh my goodness, did you hear what happened? And then they talk about it, and they know that it's well-deserved because you're well-liked. And you don't just cut off someone for no reason. But sometimes people get bitter, they get angry. On both of these cards, at the bottom, it says feelings of bitterness, envy, or anger. And then this one, again, says unhappiness, hunger, deprivation. So it's like you've got these two camps of people. Some people think that you're really powerful for having all these things. And they don't like that because it reminds them of how hungry, how bitter, how angry they are. And then you've got other people that see your power and they're inspired by it. And that's just how it goes. There's a saying of, oh God, I don't remember what the saying is, but it's something along the lines of like, when you start seeing people hating what you're doing, you know, when you create that like divide, you know you're doing something right, you know? But if it's kind of just like neutral, then like, are you making a difference, you know? So I think people, even if they only know you for a small amount of time, you make a huge difference in their lives. And they really appreciate that. You are unforgettable. You're absolutely unforgettable. I get a lot about your beauty here too. I think people watch you and you don't really... It's always when you're looking away. People don't want you to see that they're looking at you, but they do. They look at your hair. They look how you move. They look how gracefully you move. Maybe there's something about the way that you move. They think about like you touching like how it must feel for you to touch, because there's this like gracefulness about you. It's like your touch must be so powerful. I think one of your powers is that you're so magnetic and so beautiful, so lovely to be around, so humble. People fall in love with you. One of your powers. And a lot of people rely, this is how they think. They think, oh, a lot of people rely on like seduction, but there's this like effortlessness to the way that you are. It's like you might even be more modest, because when people think about you in that way, they almost feel like they can't imagine doing bad things towards you, you know? Like they imagine it as like this romance. Anyway, okay, that's kind of going in a direction I wasn't expecting. So I'm gonna pull some songs. I made this little song jar. I forget what I used to have in here. I think I had a plant in here. Anyway, okay, let's get some songs. Oh no, I just saw Snoop Dogg. Okay, what is this one? You're the One That I Want. Okay, well, we know that song from Grease. You're the One That I Want with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. I think you have the power of making people want you, want to be around you, want to love you, want to call you their friend, their associate. Associate, that's such a weird formal, my goodness, associate. Okay. What's your fantasy? Wow. See, people fantasize about you. Gin and juice. I think people see that you're very ambitious, and part of the reason why you're so abundant and powerful is because you've worked to get there. You've worked to become this almost like entrepreneur, I'm hearing. You work hard, you play hard. All right, well, that's your reading, Pile 1. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming here. This is my first reading officially on YouTube, so thank you for being here. And I will see you again. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, I'm gonna stand up for a moment. Hello, Pile 2. Thank you for being here. If you chose the bark, this is gonna be your reading. All right. So, I am starting to feel like my legs are falling asleep, so I'm kind of kneeling. Don't mind me. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that one up right. All right. Wow. Okay, so this pile got more of these black cards than the other pile. I'm not sure what I'm doing just yet, so in terms of how I want to structure stuff, so just bear with me. I'm sure the message will come through regardless. Okay, wow, you got 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands. But you got 5 of Cups twice. Okay, so, pile 2. Why do people think that you are powerful? I think that you have a really strong intuition. Maybe you're going through something right now where you've had to really weigh out whether or not the disappointments that are happening in your life are worth the battle. You know what I mean? Like all the pain, all the struggles. Like you've been through some things. You've been through a lot. And it's like, man, do I have to keep cutting people off? Do I have to keep going through this? Do I have to keep showing people their place? Because people keep testing you. I think people keep testing you. People keep testing your intuition. People keep testing how far they can take things. So I think people think that you're very powerful because they find out afterwards. Put simply, they find out afterwards. They are left alone in their tower because if they've made their stupid choice, messing around and finding out. Were you frightened of the lion? So I think that you have this ability to switch on this powerful, scary side of you that shows people what you're made of. You have an ability to go from this really I want to say people underestimate you and then they find out because they start to mess with you because they underestimate you. They think that you're another person to be messed with. I think people think you're powerful because of how gentle you are. You seem like wifey material. We have this Queen of Pentacles and then I want to marry you. I think some people are really dumb to think they'll meet you again after they try to mess with your home life. I get this feeling of like mess with the horns or mess with the bull, you get the horns. And you're just not about that anymore. You're not trying to live your life aggressively anymore. This pile feels like it's able to I feel like you're just on the edge of completing or have completed some chapter of your life where everything was just chaos. Maybe there's someone that's still around you that you still have to kind of like manage. So you're trying your best to just play. I think you're trying to grow new things as best as you can without these people watching, and it's hard. But you're standing tall, and I think that's something that's really powerful about you. You're standing tall, And I kind of want to get more cards about this. I really feel like I want more information. What's powerful? Aside from this chaos that's going on, what's so powerful about pile 2? What's so powerful about pile 2? Wow. 7 of Cups. You're able to spot people that are deceptive because you've died so many times and been reborn. You've gone on so many new voyages that now going on a new voyage is nothing new to you. You're just like, oh, okay. That's cool. What's next? You have stability. One of your powers is you're able to be stable wherever you go. You're this horse. You're a horse, you're a lion, you're those powerful animals that people think of. People think of you, they think of a powerful animal. You can't be stopped. Someone tries to get in your way, you'll trample them. 3 of Cups. I think people see that you're surrounded by really powerful people too, that protect you. You're really good with people. Yeah. You're able to leave situations that you have to leave. You see that you have to leave them and you go. The Temperance. You live your life in balance. You have unwavering faith. You know that everything will work out just as it should. And if something isn't working for you, there's a reason for it. You're not reactive. You've grown out of your reactive state. You're no longer allowing anything to make you react. You respond. You are very emotionally intelligent. You stand on your business. Is what you do. 4 of Wands. People can't mess with your home anymore. People can't get in the way. Just like I said, like you're like this powerful animal. Anyone gets in the way and they get trampled on because no. Like you are not getting in the way of pile 2's abundance and pile 2's destiny. You have a clear vision of destiny. People see that about you and they really respect it. People respect you. I think that's a huge thing. I feel like this reading is from the perspective of someone that's been hurt by you. Someone that really whines about the fact that they weren't good towards you, even though you gave them many chances. And now they're seeing your back. They're seeing your back and they're crying about it. Wah. What did I do? I didn't do anything. Meanwhile, behind them, there's these 2 cups. Yeah, you did. But then they also, like, people are focusing on you, even though they shouldn't. I think you have this power of showing snakes specifically, really like toxic people, that they can't treat people the way that they think that they can and not get any kind of justice. Even I would actually be surprised if that didn't come out. We have the Ace of Pentacles. No one can tell you your worth. You know your worth. You bask in it every day. 4 of Swords. And this has people really upset that they can't make you feel poverty mentality because they feel stuck and they want to make you feel stuck. They want to make you feel stuck. They want to put swords in your back, but you've got armor on. They can't penetrate the armor. And they can't figure out a way. So I think you have the power of, wow, just people are, the people that you have gotten over on, I guess that's how they look at it. You have the power of constantly being on their mind, and they can't help it because they're like, wow, I've been bested. Checkmate. I can't believe it. And they're trying to figure out if there's anything that they could possibly do, but they can't. They know that you're protected. They know that you know something that they don't. And it goes beyond anything they've experienced. So I think they're kind of looking back at their experiences and being like, did I miss something? Did I miss something personally in my journey? So I think one of your powers is that you're able to show people things that maybe they've missed, and it really hurts. Because usually that happens at the expense of the relationship, because now they're no longer part of your life. And they know that they're going to have to watch you be crowned from a distance. Because you're on to bigger and better things. Strength. Lion. You've tamed the lion within you. You've tamed the lion within you, and because of that, nothing scares you. Nothing scares you, and nothing could possibly, nothing could possibly get in your way. The early bird catches the worm, right? Well, you're catching the worm. And again, I'm seeing these power animals. These are the power animals. I look at these as like the cornerstones, like, I don't remember exactly what these mean. But when I look at this, it gives me like, I think these were the different elements, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway. I'm not really getting anything else, so let's pull some songs. Keep cutting people off. This is great. You're a lesson to people, and I think that when people look at you, they don't expect that, and that's a good thing. Again, we have this really pretty girl, and meanwhile, below her are these power animals. Yeah, maybe you come from something else, like your life didn't always look this way, but people assume that it does. Yeah, you have demons. And that's why you're able to fight people. You're able to fight people if you need to. Need to know. I forget what this song was, but you can look it up. And it might have some sort of importance for you. So Need to Know, Doja Cat. Demons, Messane Remix, Jero, Sophia Bell Messane. However that is said, I probably butchered it. And The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the theme song. We all know that one. Okay, well, you have nothing to worry about. It looks like you're good, Pile 2. You keep going. Keep showing people that you're strong. And I appreciate this. I like this kind of energy. I like these kinds of people. Good job. All right, I'm going to go on to Pile 3 and thank you for joining me. This was my first reading ever on YouTube. So if you like the way I read, give me a like, leave me a comment. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you again. And if you feel like you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. All right. Thank you, pal, too. Bye. Just checking if it was still recording. Perfect. Okay. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the dandelion, this is your reading. So to me, the dandelion is super misunderstood. I feel like if you chose the dandelion, maybe people don't necessarily get what you're about when they initially see you. But, once they get to know you, they understand why you are the way you are. While I was drawing your cards, I actually saw a tree across from the road. And to me, it seemed so perfect. So maybe there's something about you seeming like you're just perfect when you pop up in people's minds. Wow, the Ace of Swords, Judgment, Wheel of Fortune, and wow, I actually missed cards. I didn't grab any of these. So maybe if there's something about missing a ride. Was it your fault? So maybe there's something missing here. Maybe people don't... Yeah, from the beginning it's misunderstanding, missing. You're really mysterious. I think one of your powers is that you're so mysterious. People can't put their finger quite on who you are. Why? Where do you go? Where do you go after work? Where do you go? How do you make your money? Who do you talk to? Because you keep things very close to your heart. You don't really tell people things. I think it's really hard to understand you as a person. And people want to know, so they're curious about you. I just had someone jog by me with their dog. I think people are curious about you. They want to get to know you. They want to get closer to you, but they can't because there's some sort of barrier here. It's almost like an earned privilege to be close to you. Maybe you're an artist of some sort. Maybe you're creative. An artist can be many things. But you could be some sort of creative type. Maybe you're a muse to a lot of people. But even still, you're, what's that word? You're an anomaly. I just heard a guy spitting over there. It's like some people look down on you just because of what you do. But I think that's their own projection. You're out here working hard and they're out here judging what it is that you're doing. So don't mind them. It's whatever, right? Let's not think about them. Let's think about why you're powerful. You have this regalness to you. there's something regal about you. It's like you've already won. You have this ability to manifest out of nowhere. It's like, bam. Oh, what? It's like, where did that come from? But you know that it's something that you planted a long time ago. It's just that people don't see it. You know that you have to climb. You have to climb a tall mountain to get to see the view. But people just see the tree. People see the tree, they see the outcome, and they go, wow, how did you do that? And they can't quite understand how. So I think one of your powers is that you keep people really interested, and you have this really captivating presence. It's very quiet but captivating. So maybe you're very shy and you don't really talk much. You have people addicted to you. You have a really addicting aura, really addicting presence. People hang on your every word. You know when there's those people in a room and they don't really talk much, so anytime they talk, you're like, you listen to them. You got judgment twice. I think you have people really in their head about you. So funny. Like, did I do something wrong? I think also you have a really powerful ability to just ghost people whenever they do you wrong. Because you have this, I never wanted to hurt you. So I think that you have a really powerful ability to discern who's right for you, who isn't, and you won't necessarily say anything if they aren't for you, right? You'll just walk away. You got strong cutoff game, is what I'm hearing. Spirit's saying you have strong cutoff game. And you're not afraid. You're not afraid to cut someone off. Cut off the dead arms of the tree, prune, look back at it, make sure you're doing the right thing. 8 of Pentacles. I think one of your powers is that people know that you're a hard worker. People see you as a really powerful manifester, a really hard worker. You're really true to your word. You don't just take irrational action. You think things through. You're really thoughtful and kind. You love to play. You love to play. People know that when you come into a room, it's going to be a good time. Even if you're not really saying anything. It's this silent game of, I don't want to say cat and mouse, but in a playful way where it's you're really good at keeping things fresh, keeping things interesting. People are addicted to that because you always have something interesting to say, something. I got this feeling in my chest just then. That's why I sighed. It was a sigh of relief. I think you make people really nervous. You make people really nervous. You have a larger than life presence. But it's really quiet. That's the weird thing. You're larger than life, but at the same time, you're so quiet. And I think maybe you're building something right now because people are watching. There's a lot of people just they might be stalking. I don't know if you have like social media or something, or maybe you just sometimes mention it to people, or maybe they just wonder about what you're doing all the time. They can't wait for the next update because it keeps them inspired. It makes them feel like they're alive again. You make people want to live through you. A lot of people live their lives through you because they feel dead, they feel stuck, and they don't want to necessarily do anything about it. So they watch you. They watch you with awe. They're grateful to have you in their life. People want to keep you safe. People think, oh, this is such a weird thought. But people are like, oh, if only, I mean, like, I guess I don't really have much of a purpose in this life, but like, oh, if I could do anything, maybe it would be to like keep this person safe that like has a future. You know what I mean? I don't like that. But some people, for some reason, give up on themselves for whatever reason, you know? I definitely get that message. I think people see you, like, even though you come from, like, meek, like, you're living the way that you're living now. Maybe you're not, like, the most wealthy right now, but people see that you're gonna be big one day. You're working towards this. You're building each brick. You are focusing on one thing at a time, and you're building it up. So there's a huge emphasis on what you're building right now. So I think you're really inspiring. Sorry. I think you're really inspiring. Some people are constantly trying to impress you. So I think you're impressive. I think people are really impressed by you. I think a lot of people are attracted to you. They're attracted to you. I get a very masculine vibe from this pile. So maybe you're really in your masculine right now. I think that you